real speaking voice than you let on, Ben. Excuse me, Peggerson.
Yeah, I'm trying to play down that Argyle thing because, there might be some warrants out here on the Bajoran front.
All right. Okay. All right. We're joined today by Peggerson. Ben will not be joining us because he's bitching about having to work an 18-hour day or something like that. I don't know, man. You bring your birth.
I'm just saying, you go sit there in the front of a computer, hell, I could do that, watch Space Reddit all day and, stroke to, hot babes from intergalactic planets or some shit. But, you do what you got to do, man.
Stroke for hot babes, man. I guess we're just waiting on Dennis. Jenny's here as well. Hello, Jenny.
Hi, Bob.
How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just chilling. Ben was at first just doing all this for me because we didn't have I didn't have any audio. I wasn't recording anything. He was just doing this fun voice just for the hell of it. Very impressive.
I think that's the multiple personalities.
Yeah, whatever, it works. How's WWE, Jenny?
I haven't really followed it this week, to be honest.
Okay.
I kind of fell asleep watching it yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's going to happen from time to time.
Yeah.
Now, who's your favorite wrestler?
Do I have to choose one?
All right. Give me three then.
Shit. I like Rusev.
Okay. All right.
I like the New Day tag team.
Okay.
And like Asuka. She's pretty cool.
Okay, so there you go. That's three. All right, good. There you go. Those are your three favorite. Rusev.
Hey, so I just want to point out, though, that she got some kind of day fetish going on because she got that Rusev Day going, and then she got the New Day.
The New Day, yeah.
So I don't know what all that's about.
I don't know, man. It's getting kind of weird in here. And then Dennis has joined us as well. Hello, Dennis. I can't hear Dennis. Dennis is in mourning because Roma got shit kicked out of him yesterday.
No, they're fine.
I think so too.
2 away goals?
2 away goals is tight.
They beat Barcelona 3-0 in Rome. I mean, Liverpool, better watch out.
I'm hoping. I'm rooting for you. I mean, and again, that third goal, that Mo Salah offsides looms a lot larger now because apparently officials don't call offsides against Liverpool at Anfield. Like the atmosphere, it's too much atmosphere. They can't make the proper calls.
I think it was close.
He was offside. I saw it. Even what's his name said so.
Hey, I'm a Roma fan. I mean, it was close.
The commentator was like, that was offside. So, but whatevs, bro. Yeah. So the whole game.
It's just playing to lose to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's going to happen. I mean, I hope so. If Liverpool wins the Champions League, I'm going to quit Twitter for like a month because I don't think I can handle it. All right, today we're joined by Lieutenant Commander Peggerson. Have you met Peg, Dennis?
Oh, hello, Peg. You look like yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to play down that Argyle name, until the little situation of the warrants with the Bajoran government clear up there, Dennis. You know what I'm talking about there.
What's the proper pronoun for you?
Lieutenant Commander.
That works too. I was telling Jenny earlier that I think this is closer to Ben's real voice than he lets on.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I think he fights this voice back at night. He's like, I can't give in. I won't allow myself to do that.
That's the true Alabama coming out right there.
The Alabama.
But I got one of them Alabama boys that can be on the show next time, and you ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like it at all.
Are you gonna talk like this the whole time?
For speaking voice, I didn't spend 25 years dodging Starfleet warrants for soft and pretty voice.
All right, okay, all right. I'm excited how this is gonna turn out. Now, if you do go back into your regular Ben McCormick speaking voice, I will not listen. And I will make you go back if you're going to go this. So if you're going to do it, you got to do it the whole show.
You got to go balls deep.
It's like Miss Gomez in my high school Spanish class, and she'd say, parlez-vous Spaniel or something, and I'd be like, what the hell you talking about? And she just ignored the hell out of me the whole time.
All right. So if you're going to do it, you got to do it to it. There can be no pussyfooting around. It's got to be all or nothing.
pussyfooting. Now there's this one Bajordan chick I was dating back in '96. Holy shit!
All right, so Ben's in. All right, so we're gonna get Lieutenant Commander Peg Pegerson the entire show. Are you all right? All right, I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready. All right, let's go.
Bring it.
You almost sounded like Stone Cold Steve Austin right there. That was a good one. All right, what is the name of this episode? Indiscretion? Right?
Yeah.
This sounds like
getting sexy.
This sounds like a Silk Stockings episode. Indiscretion. Why I never. Yes. Where is the Wikipedia?
Blues in high school too.
Where's the Wikipedia for this? Why am I not seeing the Wikipedia?
Now, don't we usually bring out that memory alpha?
I don't really use them since they dissed us like that. I'm not into them anymore. I don't like memory alpha since they took. I mean, we didn't even try to put it on the reel. Oh, we lost Dennis.
Yeah, I think he heard the voice of reason and said, I'm out.
All right. Yeah, Dennis has his internet is bad right now, so he'll be back. Dennis is out. But right now it's just Jenny, myself, and Peg. Oh man. So I don't really want to use memory alpha anymore since they kind of dissed us when we made that really fun and cool thing, and they were like, "No, son,
they're trying to repress the rules of acquisition."
Yeah,
I couldn't even think of the name of it.
I thought that was kind of dicky that they kind of, they shut us down. So you know what? Fuck them.
Yeah, we might have to come back with some rules of indiscretion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Bajoran tatas.
Yes, Bajoran tatas, indeed. So yes, this episode is called Indiscretion. It's the 77th episode of Deep Space Nine.
In space.
That's right. Deep Space Nine in space. Peg, do you want to tell us what the episode's about? You want to do the... I mean, if we're going to have this wonderful voice, I want to take advantage of it as much as possible.
So, we start out here, Kira, she's out there trying to do some of that prayer stuff that, the Bajoran chicks are into.
Now, is she doing is she standing and praying? Because that doesn't seem very efficient to me.
Well, you don't know with these Bajorans.
Because it kind of came in and out a little.
She's kind of Bajorny and, got the candles lit and holding up everything. And she's getting into it. And while she's doing it in Worf, he don't care about no religious stuff. So he's just like, if it ain't Klingon, it ain't shit. Well, so I'm going to interrupt you.
That's not true. Worf is a big believer in Kalis. I mean, that's his main.
Well, yeah, that's some Klingon shit. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So, he's always like that on the Enterprise when I knew him. He was just like, hey, if it ain't Klingon, fuck off.
All right.
So, anyway, he interrupts her. There's no reason or understanding for any of her religious beliefs or what have you.
None whatsoever. He does not.
But he's like, hey, you got a phone call, and I'm tired of these bitches calling me up here, so you go take this or what? Some guy says you're friends, and he's kind of squirrely looking little fucker, so, you go take it or what?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And they patch him in. He's this little fat fuck, kind of baldy. Now, I recognize the actor. He's on the Enterprise back in, what was it called, the Samaritan Snare. He's that little pudgy fucker that beat David
did he used to have a vagina on his forehead?
Yeah. Oh, that is him. Okay.
Yeah, he's that little finger fucker that, you can't beat him if you try to tie him or some shit. So anyway.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in... His real name is... Oh, he's dead. God bless his soul. Roy Brocksmith died in 2001. He was 56.
It's a hell of a day to visit Tower 7, I'm just saying.
He was in Complications from Diabetes. He was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He was in Total Recall. He was the doctor, one of the evil doctors in Total Recall.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Okay. And now it's starting to come to me. He was also in The Hudsucker Proxy, Tango and Cash, Scrooged, Who's That Girl? I loved Who's That Girl growing up. That was a great movie. Like, more people were into the Madonna film Desperately Seeking Susan. I really liked Who's That Girl.
Who's That Girl was the better of the two.
I enjoyed Who's That Girl a lot. I had no idea Peg had such a strong opinion about Madonna films.
Hey, I tell you what, you can transfer them to the Holla Suites, and you talk about a stroke nation of adventure. That's all I'm gonna say.
I loved Who's That Girl. It was a really good movie. Jenny, have you seen Who's That Girl?
I have not seen either of these movies.
Oh, okay. Desperately Seeking Susan was Madonna's first film, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more kind of, I don't want to say serious. Would serious be the word I'm looking for here? It's, I don't know. It's like Madonna and Rosanna Arquette. It's been so long since I've seen this. They just kind of, I don't really even know.
It's like more of a drama versus a comedy or something.
Here's the plot. Roberta, Rosanna Arquette, is an unfulfilled suburban housewife living in Fort Lee, New Jersey. My grandma lived there, who is fascinated by a woman she knows only by reading messages to and from her in the personals in a New York City tabloid. Her fascination peaks with a headline, Desperately Seeking Susan, and seeks a rendezvous in Battery Park where the man who regularly seeks her, blah, blah, blah. So this is just some dumb lady who's obsessed with a slut like Madonna because she's some dumb housewife that can't get fucking hot dick from her husband, so she's all bummed out. So she wants to be a slut too. And then there's some earrings that get stolen or something. I don't know.
I don't know. What the hell else am I doing? I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should all watch it.
Speaking of the earrings, you know, you get a Bajoran chick and you get that earring snagged in the wrong place. It's some shit.
Ding dong. That's true. I can see that.
So anyway,
who's that girl?
And that girl's Kira Nerys.
That girl she's in an awkward growing her hair out phase at this point, I've noticed. Did you guys notice that too?
Yeah, but she's looking pretty hot. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you right now. She's
no.
kind of hot.
I agree. She does look good, but her hair, she's growing her hair out here, I think, in this episode, and it's in an awkward, like not long enough to be tied back curly phase.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny, you have wavier hair. You know what that's about, right?
Yeah, my hair is kind of always awkward and ridiculous, so I didn't feel like I was qualified to judge.
No, I mean, that's why I have to keep my hair super short or I like to keep it short because if I don't, it kind of does like the Kira Nerys, Conan O'Brien. I'm going to go wherever I want to venture to.
Kind of like mine is doing right now.
Like you have no control or rhyme nor reason of it. It's just like, that's just what it looks like, you know?
Pretty much.
What about you, Peg? In your picture, it looks like you have pretty straight hair, a little balding a little bit.
Yeah, I think Peg Peggerson is losing his hairline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of traced back a little bit since then, and kind of like that basketball player there had a little bit of a comeback, and we had some work done. Kind of like a full head of hair now.
Got
Ladies dig it.
Some hair plugs.
Well, no, they got this cream now that you can just kind of rub on there, and I think it's some kind of cream. I don't know. The guy that sells it to me says it's creamy.
Cream, yes.
Is it salty?
And it gets a little burny. If it gets in your eyes, it burns like fuck, I tell you what.
Gets a little burny. Cream. So, yeah.
So this little squirrely fuck, he's a smuggler or something, and he's got a piece of a ship that Kira's been looking for.
Now, let me ask you, I don't want to make this sound dicky, okay? But
okay.
Can you be a fat smuggler?
Sure.
Well, yeah, that's where you get them smuggler's blues from.
I don't know if you can be a fat smuggler. I don't think it works. Because how are you going to get in and out of tight situations in quarters? Like you need to hide real fast. You got to find a big hide spot.
But they might not be actually doing the theft or whatever.
So you're saying maybe he's more of a fence?
Yeah.
He kind of makes the arrangements.
Okay.
He's
kind of like Quark does.
All right. I could see that. All right.
He's an importer and exporter of what you call the exotic goods.
So he was like Vandelay Industries.
Mm-hmm. Import exporting.
Big in the olive oil industry, if you know what I mean.
Has Dennis rejoined us? I see his name, but I haven't heard his voice yet. He said he's having internet problems. Or maybe he's having voice problems with Ben. Dennis said we can still know. We miss you, Dennis. We all miss Dennis. He's a wonderful guy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
There's them sexy tones I've been waiting for.
Dennis?
Yes?
There you are. All right.
Yeah.
I'm here. All right, Dennis is back, everyone. Rest easy. And Peg is telling us what's going on in this episode so far. He's doing quite a good job. He's doing a really good job staying on point.
Yeah, so anyway, we come back and Odo is going over like some kind of security brief with Kira. And he's like, you know, your mind is elsewhere. You got this whole the Ravenok on your brain. And she's like, hey, don't try to talk me out of it. And he's like, don't let the door hit you on your ass on the way out. All right. You go in with you know, ain't me stopping you. So good luck.
Yeah. Good luck, honey. See you on the other side, baby.
So she's all like, shit, I'm packing a bag and I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know, I'm looking for it. And here come Captain Sikso. And she's like, hey, you know, you have to say good luck. And he's like, no, I'm telling you to wait a couple of days. So, you know, apparently the Cardis want to send somebody along. They're
the Cardis? Is that what they're called now? The Cardis? Is that what you call them?
Well, yeah, that's what me and O'Brien used to call them back after the war.
Okay. So that makes sense then. The Cardis.
That sounds racist to me.
It does a little bit.
Yeah, well, you sound racist, so what you going to do, you know?
Racist schmacist.
Exactly. That's the.
It's done. I can't come back from that.
No, yeah. I mean, you know, you can't. You're done. You're done for.
That's the end of the argument right there. Just, you know, I'm a racist prick from South Federation.
South Federation. From the deep down in the heart of the Federation. That's me. Yep.
I'm from Space, Georgia. A lot of people don't know that.
Space, Georgia.
Not to be confused with the Russian Georgia or the America Georgia.
The Space Georgia. How is Space Georgia this time of the year?
It's rather warm, a little sweaty. If your nutsack could just sweat right off if you don't put air conditioning.
I'm really impressed because this has to be at least like, we're 15 minutes in and you're still doing the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, there's a little saying in South Georgia where I come from, and it's you're in it to win it.
All right, South Georgia Federation. Yeah, this should be your character voice. You should scrap maybe once when we get back to the boner, you could bring in Peg Pegerson and have this be your character voice, Ben. This would be really good.
Well, you know, I was looking up and talking to my little buddy there, Ensign Sonar. And I was asking him about his family, and apparently his father's mother is named Sona. And,
okay.
Apparently that's his gram. And so Sonogram, she had the 3 kids. And Sonar's dad, Sonic, is the oldest of the 3.
All right. I like it. You're going for it, man. You're just digging in deep.
But anyway, so we got this here, wanting to get the Cardis to go out there with them, and lo and behold, guess who beams aboard as the representative? It's what you call him, that Ducat.
Goal Ducat.
Good old goal. You can't get rid of him. There's been that civilian revolution on the planet, and he's still in a good place. Still
around. He's got lives, man. He's a very capable politician, Gold Ducat. He's always in the right place. He's always doing stuff. You just can't get rid of him.
And I'm going to have to tell you, some of these, the Cardassian uniforms I noticed in this episode, and I've seen it before, they got that little pointy part right there at your neck. Like it's going to stab you. You got a built-in trait maker right there.
Probably why they can't move their necks. Because if they move, then they're going to get stabbed.
They're afraid they're going to get jabbed.
You can't look down. That just ain't happening.
And their comm badge or insignia thing is awkward and large.
Well, I had a couple of Bajoran ladies tell me the same thing recently. So, about my comm badge.
Liar.
It's about my booze bottle, if you know what I mean.
You're talking about your wiener?
My cock.
Your what?
And a cock, and I go try to breed them up there in the pylons and, get some eggs going and, make some kind of Bajoran egg dish, but it didn't work out.
All right, okay, a Bajoran egg dish. What is the name of this Bajoran egg dish?
I call it eggs Nerisse.
All right. So eggs Nerisse. Now, what is in eggs Nerisse?
Well, surprisingly enough, eggs, a little cream.
All right.
Put in a little tangerine zest.
Ooh.
And, and then lots of cheese.
All right. Tangerine zest and lots of cheese. Have you made this before?
No, I have not, as the egg experiment did not go quite as expected.
Now, couldn't you just replicate some eggs?
Well, replicated versus farm grown is that's where you get your differences. They got the replicate down there, but if I was going to make a go at this business on Deep Space Nine there, I was going to have some of this farm raised, cage free, free pylon ranged, or whatever you call them.
Okay.
They just run free in the pylons, and that was the problem because one of them Cardassian voles, it done jumped out of the vent and just ate one of my laying hens. And that, then you're done.
Well, we got to talk to O'Brien and get rid of those voles.
Well, he's about 6 ways from drunk most of the times anyway, so you ain't getting much work out of a Mick like that.
All right. I don't think that was. I think that was unnecessary to call him a Mick. I mean, he's an Irish spaceman. I don't know if that's necessarily very nice.
Well, neither are the drunk Micks, I'll tell you.
I mean,
I got this cut right here under my left eyebrow.
Uh-huh.
That some bitch broke a bottle and came swooping back around on me, and I barely ducked in time.
Now, did this have anything to do with you perhaps calling him a bad word?
No, it had more to do with him walking in when I was power banging that Keiko.
Oh, well, you could see how he would be upset, Peg, if you were, having sex with his wife.
Well, I was trying to earn my name at the time, if you know what I mean.
All right, makes sense. All right, so are you saying?
I mean, it wasn't my dick. I mean, he can't expect me to use mine if he's not going to use his. So,
All right. Okay. All right. So when you're engaging in inappropriate relationships with the ladies, Peg Pegerson is your name. Your alias.
Yeah. And I always use the finest replicated strap-ons.
All right. Well, it's odd that you would replicate strap-ons, but you'd be so, adamant about needing eggs from chickens.
Well, yeah, but that's because I'm trying to sell the eggs, and I'm giving away this the strap-on for free right here, if you know what I mean.
All right. Okay. All right. So I feel like I'm the straight man in like a vaudeville comedy team, like in a Star Trek based Star Trek comedy team. I'm the straight man. I like it. It's fun. Because I just keep asking Ben questions, and he just keeps doing all the jokes. It's really great.
Ben's not around tonight, but
that's right. It's Peg. I'm sorry, Peg. Excuse me.
That's fine.
We're like Space Martin and Lewis. If Lewis was a racist redneck dude from Space Georgia.
I don't know how many times I've said, "Well, hello, nurse," and usually after I wake up after a night at Quark's, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know Quark has a great place. It's unfortunate because we don't see Quark very much in this episode.
Well, that's usually a reason to turn off an episode, if you ask me. You got to have Odo, you got to have Quark, and you got an episode right there.
Well, this is very Odo and Quark light, this episode. Because I believe they're both only in a scene apiece.
Well, yeah. Now, what we got coming up here, as Nerisse and what you call Cardi Boy there, Ducat, when they take off and go off on their little space mission, well, it leaves what you call Commander Captain Sikso there. Congratulations, Captain.
He's a captain.
That's right. Don't want to say something inappropriate to the captain now since he's running the ship hard.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I mean. But so he's there talking to old man Dax, and that sumbitch just throw a motherfucker under a bus. I tell you what. Because here comes Cassidy, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a job here local, and I get to move into the station." And
no. She said she was considering living on her ship, And Dax said, well, maybe you should live on the station. And then Sikso did not look pleased by the turn of events.
Well, next thing that Dax is going to be saying is like, hey, Sikso, don't you got that 3-bedroom place? You probably got a room.
I'm surprised it didn't come to that so quickly. But no, she's maybe going to live on the station. And Sikso did not look pleased. Have you ever been in a situation like that, Peg?
Well, no, I have not, because most of the ladies have this rule where they have to leave before midnight.
Okay.
Or, I have to talk to their what do you call them? What do you call them? The gentleman that her business partner that usually engages in these situations usually charges more if they stay past midnight.
Her pimp.
Oh.
Why we don't like to use terms like that.
But you've been saying all kinds of terrible things about people, Peg. Get a consistent message here, buddy.
Well, my consistent message is I love the ladies, but I don't necessarily want to spend the night. What's that?
He respects sex workers.
Yes, doesn't like the Irish.
I always tip heavily.
He doesn't like the Irish or the Kardashians, but he's a big fan of sex workers.
Yeah, unless they're Irish or Kardashian.
Yeah, well, I might be Irish Kardashian sex worker could be pretty amazing.
I've been called a lot of things, but sexist is not one of them. Ain't that right, sugar tits?
There you go. All right. So moving along, Jenny, how do you feel about all this so far? Are you satisfied as a listener?
Yeah.
All right, good.
A lot of fun.
Because I just feel bad because you're just sitting there listening to it. I want to get you involved too. So, do you understand the art? You understand the art of being a straight man, right?
Absolutely.
All right, good. Because then I
definitely think out of the two of you that you're the straight man.
Yeah, no, I definitely am the straight man here. Heyo.
I get that reference. Ben, he's coming out from back there in the back room, and apparently that hurt his feelings a little bit. He's looking a little pissy.
Why is Ben looking pissy?
I don't know. Hey, why are you being such a little bitch? Now he went back in his room and shut the door, so I don't know. You know how they get.
Well, I don't want you to hurt Ben's feelings. He's a good guy. He's our friend.
Yeah, but, I got to tell you, he's got the smallest dick I've ever seen on a grown man.
All right. Okay.
He comes out of the shower like he owns the fucking place, which I guess technically he does. But, I mean, you put your name on the lease and all of a sudden you think you run the show.
All right. Okay.
And he just dries his balls in the strangest places. It's not natural.
That's not
like
good.
What? What's the strangest place he's dried his balls?
Well, on my lap for one, and that was just a little uncomfortable.
That's not strange. Come on.
We will have to get here to the commercial break, and I'm going to have to go ahead and just kind of tap out on this because he's just being a little whiny self over there.
Okay.
So,
right, I guess we'll take a commercial break, which we've never done.
I'm saying on the show, the Act 2 coming up there when...
Okay. All right, we can take a commercial break. Don't worry. It'll take a little editing, but I can put something in here.
No, we don't have to do our show commercial, but I'm going to let y'all continue talking while I trade out mics here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say that, So they had to head off out there to the Badlands because... chunky space pirate boy, smuggler boy there. He's kind of like meaning the fact that he's got a few warrants on him. Mm-hmm. And so they take off heading for him. And, what do you call it there? Sikso goes back up there to Ops. And that's where I kind of got to leave it there.
All right.
Y'all talk amongst yourself for a little bit.
Thank you for joining us, Peg. We really appreciate the effort.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. And if one of my old ladies call, you ain't seen me, okay? You know what I mean.
All right. Okay. All right. Peg, Lieutenant Commander Peg Peggerson, everybody.
I'll call you later, Peg.
Missy. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
He did that for almost 30 minutes.
I'm impressed.
I am too. At first, I was wondering, like, how long is this going to go on? But then I just found myself enjoying it. And then, it was enjoyable. I thought that was fun. Maybe he'll come back. It takes dedication to make a character like that and really go with it,
Mm-hmm. And to not completely kill your voice.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he was kind of hurting a little bit at the end. I think that's why he kind of dipped out of it. But I mean, I was still rather impressed with his dedication to the role.
Stuck to character very well.
He really did. He really did. I mean, that was really well done. So kudos to Peg for showing up. I really liked it.
Peg Peggerson.
Peg Peggerson.
Now he's Ben McPegface.
There he is. There's Ben. Ben, where have you been? Did you and Peg sort everything out?
We can't hear you, Ben.
On your couch for a day or two, and it just, they don't know when to leave.
But you guys have been able to kind of sort everything out. You guys are good to go now.
No, he's packing up. He's out.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully he was a good guest. We had a lot of fun with him. So hopefully he'll be coming back soon because he seemed okay to me. He could be a little racist. But so, I mean,
toward the end, I think he was coughing up blood. I don't know what that was about. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
that
maybe
was probably just the liver problems that he has from all the drinking.
That's what I would imagine too.
That's it looks like it. But so anyway, yeah.
So Ben's here. Hey Ben.
Hey everybody. How's it going? How's the week been?
Good, doing really well. And we're pretty far along in the episode already too. We just got to where Kira and Ducat find where the ship is. They in the Dorizian system or what, the Dorito system. That's where the ship is. They're going to go to the Cool Ranch planet and check it all out.
Yeah. And not very cool from what I recall. It looked a little like space desert out there.
Yeah, this would be more of a spicy taco planet, I think.
Well, the spice must flow.
Yeah.
And I did notice that everybody involved was walking without rhythm, and that was good.
That's a good point.
Anytime you're on a desert planet, that is the key to survival. Walk without rhythm.
And I would say this too. Akira's outfit just looks really uncomfortable in that type of situation and scenario.
I think pretty much any of the uniforms of any of the major players that we've seen over the years, whether it be Klingons, Cardassians, Federation, Bajoran, just not really equipped for desert.
Yeah,
I think just being in the desert in general is going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, but if you're in the desert, think about being in the desert in a onesie and how uncomfortable, and a onesie with an under blouse thing, which also sounds odd. Like her whole uniform to me is just bonkers. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah. Well, I always like how it's a one piece, but she can take the top off.
Yeah, I don't get that. And like the shoulder
Starfleet can do it too.
Yeah, but the Starfleet one makes more sense because you actually see the zipper.
Well, yeah, but
it's like a zipper that like connects halfway down or something.
Yeah,
it's some weird thing because, like, especially with
it's like a waist zipper that you pull it on and then zip it around.
But you can't see the waist zipper. You can only see the front zipper. You know, there's the seam in the front where you know it unzips. Because I remember Ensign Rowe was the first time I ever saw that happen, where she took her top off and gave it to and she gave her Starfleet jacket to a kid at one of the displacement camps for the
I remember that episode. That was a good episode.
And it's like, what the fuck? How did you take your top off? And you're in a one-piece leotard. What the hell? Yeah,
but she wasn't in the Bajoran leotard. She was wearing the space, the Starfleet uniform. Whereas the Bajoran uniform is much different. It definitely has the onesie property. It even looks like the socks go into the pants.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you got those what do you call them? Fairy boots on top of your
like stirrups almost.
Yeah.
It's like they're all into jazzercise or something.
Absolutely.
Totally. It's really, I'm not going to lie to you. I've spent more time than I probably should have thinking about Bajoran clothing. Because this uniform, I just don't understand how it's constructed. It's so odd.
Yeah.
Because it looks.
And then they've got their undershirt. I mean, you've got this. The lacy top thing.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of military is this?
That's the thing. Yeah, the camisole. I don't get it all. Like, I don't understand. Is that like its own piece? Is that connected to the underpants? Like, it's like the uniform is a onesie, and then the underwear is also a onesie. So the camisole connects to the underpants, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. It would have to, because if you have the onesie with like over individual pieces, it seems like that would slide up or get punched up.
Well, it's going to take you about an hour to fucking get dressed every morning with these things.
They probably have like a corset underneath because it's like Victorian England where they have 5 layers.
And you've got like the instructions that are up on the wall. This piece goes into here, and then this piece goes. Oh, you got to put this on first, and then this on second.
It's because like, okay, hang on. I'm going to show you this picture, okay? Because now that we're talking about it, Ben is just struggling. I mean, him and his friend really had a hard time together. Do you guys having allergy problems, it looks like, both of you?
The pollen here is a bit much.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
It's fine.
So, like, because you have this piece right here that I didn't want to move the whole picture. But then you have the weird shoulder pieces, too, that look like a separate entity.
Right. But
like
they're
it's
not.
a shrug.
Yeah, like a shrug. Yeah, that's a good word, Jenny. Like the shrug. Yeah. Like that looks like its own kind of separate uniform. So it looks like there's, I don't really get this at all. Like,
when did she get the neck tattoo and the one below that? Like straight down from your cursor?
That looks like that's autographed. That's
okay. My bad.
It's not like,
yeah. When did she start dating a Mexican guy? What the hell?
Oh, Ben, that's sweet. See, and then there's the camisole thing that looks like it's in the pants.
Yeah,
right?
it looks like it's attached. It's like a one piece again.
So is this the one piece and then the jacket goes over that?
But see, now look at the one, I'm pointing at my screen like you can fucking see it. The one directly above this, like if you move your cursor straight up to that one. Yeah, is that from the first season?
No, because she didn't have the long hair in the first season, right?
Oh, that's right. No, she had more of, so this is a uniform yet to come.
Yeah, and this looks like almost like a snake skin that has like a weird belt under her boobs.
Well, you got to hold them up somehow, I guess.
It's just really awkward uniform.
What the hell's O'Brien doing to her in that one picture?
That's not O'Brien. That's
no, not that one.
No, that's when he's massaging her because so we can't say. Can't say. Spoilers.
I got you. Yeah, spoilers. Keep going.
Yeah, there's some spoiler stuff there. Like this.
Whoa, there you go. There's the uniform next to the cosplayer. If you, right there on the dummy. Yeah, that's the actual uniform.
That's a lot going on, though.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, for space uniform, it's a lot. Is that suede or is it just quilted?
It looks suedey, but like if you notice the line, that's a onesie.
Yeah. But somehow
now
the top
picking
comes
this
off.
apart, like it's very apparent to me how awkward this uniform is.
Yeah, I've always
those lines that run down the front they've got to be obnoxious as hell.
Yeah, because like and that's got to be all connected because it's one seam. It looks like.
Yep.
And then you have the jacket that looks like its own, like, because you know how the kids sometimes, my daughter has like a short sweater that has like you know what I'm talking about? That's just like mainly sleeves and shoulders. That looks like that's what that. It's a very awkward unit. It's not a good uniform. It's just not.
And yet somehow they had an effective resistance and.
And then you've got this whole thing here with the, like, look at that. That looks like it goes into the pants. And she's got a visible panty line there, too.
I just noticed that. Star Trek, this went from being my favorite series of Star Trek, and now I don't know how I feel about the series as a whole.
I still like the series, but I'm just saying the uniform is just odd. It's just an odd look. I just don't get it. So anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand here. That was the most I've wanted to go into the uniform, and I'm really happy. Now I can't. There you go. Stop sharing. There we go. All right. Yeah.
Felt like I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race for a minute there.
I mean, we've been watching this show now. This is the 4th season, and I just have so many questions about her uniform, and I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because the Starfleet uniform makes sense. It's like a jacket that zips up in the front, and then you've got the turtle, the mock underneath, and then boom, okay, good. Pants, zip up mock turtleneck. But the Bajorn one is just so kind of the earrings and the belt and the little jacket. It's just a lot.
Yeah, it's got to be hot. It's uncomfortable.
And this poor woman's walking around the desert to get us back to the subject at hand. Good job, Ben. But they find the crash site of the ship, and there's some dead people. And your boy Gold Ducat is very adamant about wanting to dig up dead bodies because he's a necrophiliac.
Well, no, he's like, hey, we got some very specific burial rites, but you guys are just the Bajoran feeling about the dead is very Klingon-esque.
This was weird because it was like the most obvious that he's ever been that sneaky.
Yeah.
Like usually he's really good at like manipulating the situation so that you can't tell what he's up to.
Yeah.
Right away, she's got to know that he's up to something.
Look,
like necrophilia.
I've got to have sex with these bodies.
It's part of what you call the Cardassian burial rites. Is I have to skull fuck every one of them.
It is it's like the first thing they say in the death rites. Like
it's like ashes to ashes. Here comes my cock. Open your eye. It's right there in page I think 57, paragraph C. And lo, the Cardi god came in my skull. I don't judge. I mean,
is Peg Peggerson still there?
No, Peggerson's gone. This is
he's gone. I'm just reading from the book O Cardi Faith.
The book O Cardi.
Yeah, they call it Bacardi. The Anglican version is Bacardi Light.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at you go. All these fingers. You're just in your own little world. You're so happy with yourself.
I am. I'm coughing up blood, so Are
you guys really both that sick?
No. I had a little run-in with something in my throat earlier.
This is all from Peg?
Yeah.
You went on too long. You didn't have to go on too long. I was trying to find a way out for you, but you just kept going.
I wouldn't pull that cord.
Yeah.
I wanted to own the record.
But you know what? A true artist suffers,
There's my suffering.
Oh God, look at that. I don't know if that came out of your underpants.
Yes.
Because you're on your fucking period, eh?
That could be.
I'm spotting.
Oh, he's totally ragging over there.
It's like a crime scene up in this bitch.
Yeah. So they find and they dig everybody up, and Gold Ducat finds what he's looking for, and he gets real sad. And Kira finds him being sad.
That was kind of sad too.
They have promise bracelets.
Yeah,
apparently
that's kind of corny.
It is.
Is that a Bajoran friendship bracelet?
Well, I remember heart on it. You match up the hearts.
Yeah, she's like, I remember those in junior high school, Gold Ducat.
But I mean, if any
you dating a 12-year-old, oh, you freak!
If any race in the galaxy is going to have promise bracelets, it's going to be the Bajorans because they already have so many accessories.
Yeah, like they are very accessorized people.
Like Claire's just crushes ass on Bajor. Like I mean, the amount of money that Bajorans spend at Claire's is fucking through the roof.
Do you think they charge the same to only pierce the one ear instead of both? Is it just that's how it is?
I don't know. Like, is the second one like is it a clip-on or is it two holes? You think?
As I recall, they were clip.
That's like, a clip then, so yeah, I don't know.
Because whenever Ro would take them off,
I never saw her kind of pulled it back. So that's an elaborate clip.
And the ones that they always sold at the shows, at the conventions and stuff, they had like the top one was kind of like that little that C clamp kind of thing that went over the lip of the ear, and then you had the other that clamped down.
Yeah, I think Mr. T is a Bajoran. He likes the earrings and all that stuff too. So they're very big into accessories. Those fucking Bajorans and the belts. I mean, think about it, the belts and the little
the shrugs.
Yeah, Claire's
very fashionable.
Claire's is big on Bajor. Like what happened was when the Earthlings stopped caring about it. They just sent all their shit out into space. They're like, all right, we got to get rid of all this stuff, but what are we going to do with it? There's no warehouse large enough on Earth to hold it. So they just kind of got like a couple pods and shot it into outer space. And then they just kind of ventured through the time and space, if you will, and ended up on planet Bajor. And they're just like, look at all this shit. This is amazing.
Planet Claire's.
Yeah, planet Claire.
Well, see, it's kind of like here in Virginia Beach, whenever, one of the shipping containers goes over the side, and then a few days later it washes ashore and the whole beach is covered up with Doritos. And on Bajor, it was Claire's. And there's little, trinkets and tchotchkes everywhere.
It's beautiful. And they're like, wow, this is the best thing ever. We've got unnecessary earrings. And look at all these belts and promise bracelets. And man, oh man, this is the best shit in the whole wide world.
Other than the crippling oppression that we feel under the jackboot of the Cardassians, this earring thing really made life a lot better.
Well, I mean, when you're feeling low, man, nothing makes you feel better than a quality bracelet.
Well, it's what do you call it? The theory about lipstick.
On a pig
economy.
Yeah.
No. When what was it? When the Depression hit, lipstick sales and movie viewing went up because people were looking for cheap ways to
escape.
Feel better about your life.
It's like my life is shit, but I can go pay a nickel for a movie and a nickel for a bag of popcorn, or a penny for a bag of popcorn. So I'm out 6 cents, and I get to pretend like we ate this week.
So you're saying it's basically like retail therapy?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Bajor is a giant planet of retail therapy. I like it.
Forever 21's also big there for some reason.
They got all those little jackets, those little sweater things.
Yeah. That's where that comes from. It works.
It does. They're dominating the marketplace on Bajor. So so they dig it up and they find the stuff, and then Gul Dukat's like, this was my side piece.
Yeah, I got problems with that.
That he's got a side piece?
Yeah, that he's got a Bajoran side piece.
Why is that?
Because you're a racist.
Well, no. Because, well, yes. But,
besides my crippling racism,
I don't think that you can have a consensual relationship with a power structure like that.
Oh, so you're saying more like Thomas Jefferson, kind of Sally Mae?
Oh, it's his mistress. Well, no, if you're a slave, you can't really consent or not consent.
Okay.
So
I thought you were objecting like you're objecting more like morally as opposed to like story wise, because I think
because my thing is no racism on it, because I'm all for interracial porn. I mean that's
top. You were married to a black woman, you understand?
Well, that happened.
And there's lots of proof. You've got like 30 kids. Right? I'm not making any of this stuff up.
It's true.
This is common knowledge. Ben has like 30 children.
Yes.
Who are all very lovely.
Yes. And they love Uncle Bob.
I don't know how or why I would be such a big part of their existence, but man,
they just know that if they're at a convention and you're there, your table is a safe place to go if they feel threatened or scared.
It is.
Go find Bob.
I'm a beacon.
You and Chris Flick, I think, are the only two that he's a cartoonist that we know. And
I know Chris. I know of him. I don't know him personally.
They will immediately, they know to break for one of you two.
That's cool. Nice. Yep. Well, you know what? It's an honor.
Well, and if they ever call you Uncle Bob, just kind of go with it.
I mean, you know what, man? I've been called worse. I can.
You've been called worse on this show.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't.
But yes, I have a problem with the power dynamic on that.
See, I thought you were talking story-wise, because in the show previously, Gul Dukat has been putting the moves on Bajoran chicks. I think he gets off on it.
Well, Kira, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, she's one of them. Yeah, that was the episode that I was speaking of.
Yep, he got a little flirty with that.
And I still think he maintains that flirtation with Kira throughout. Like,
maybe that's why she got a little uncomfortable that he was coming along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he practically pulled his peen out when they were on the fucking the runabout to the crash site or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He was all like, you know what, my dick is pretty hard right now. I'm just gonna whip this out and start masturbating in front of you. You don't mind, do you? I mean, what are you, gay? I didn't think so.
I mean, you got that short haircut, so I don't know.
I mean, it's close either way, but hey, I mean,
I'm into the pixie thing.
You want to go somewhere in your comedy career, then you got to watch me masturbate, right?
What?
Gall Ducat Louis C.K. is a... This is Gall C.K. is a real thing. I mean, you know, come on.
That's not what happened.
I don't know.
That's the other show we watch.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm confused now. But yeah, so it's very odd because how do we go ahead, Ben. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, how do we deal with the fact that he was probably raping a Bajoran chick and she was like, you know, probably fearing for her life and her family's life and went along with it? Let's make that into comedy now.
No, I'm not saying that, Ben. What I'm saying is, according to the episode written by whomever here, Nicholas Correa, they were in love. Okay, so let's just for all intents and purposes, for the sake, I understand your argument and I think it's valid. But for the purpose of the episode, let's just say they were in love and they had a relationship, and he reveals they had a child. Okay.
Yes. He did seem that regardless of her feelings on it, he did seem like he was into her. Like he truly mourned her loss.
Yes, he did. He mourned her loss. But then he instantly goes to like, yes, and we have a child here. And if I find her, I must kill her.
Which is the natural order of things, right?
I mean, who hasn't wanted to kill their children?
But the whole point is like, why go? I mean, she's stuck on this planet. Like,
well, no. He also says he's got 7 back on Bajor. And speaking as somebody with more than 3 myself, you know, when you got 30, it's like you got to burn off a few. You gotta.
It just seems like a lot of work to
take them hunting.
But this is a lot of work just to kill one of your own children, right? Like, because for all intents, she's gone. Like, she's been gone for 6 years.
Got to remove the evidence.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is that's why he had to go with Kira, because if there was any chance of her finding this, Kira would bring the survivors back, and when they got back, his dirty little secret's going to be all over the front page. And if he's not there to either kill it or massage the reality to his needs, it was going to be bad.
In my head, I just thought this is just a lot of work for murder, because it's not like, I mean, do you think the daughter blabs like, oh, Gold Ducat's my dad, like right off the bat?
Well, see, it's just maybe, Cardassians, they're very pro-choice, and they legalized 42nd trimester abortions.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, his whole...
Like, as long as they can't dodge the bullet, you're fair.
It just seems like a lot of work in my end. Like, I love this woman, and we had a child together, and I must kill it. It's like, what? Dun, dun, dun. It's like, you're all over the place here.
I love you so much. That's why I have to murder you.
Yeah, it's very stalker crazy of him. But then back on the station, Benjamin is having dinner with his love interest, if you will.
Cassidy Yates.
And this just doesn't go well at all.
No.
This was the worst scene since like the first episode of DS9.
Really?
Awful.
Okay.
I just cringed the entire time.
I think you were supposed to, though, just from Cisco's discomfort in the whole matter.
Well, not just that, but like this is like kind of following the template of what the overreacting female is supposed to be. Like, you just don't want me to stay, then fine, I just won't even take the job. I don't care.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also playing on the trope of the I'm afraid of commitment male.
True. This is
like, she's wanting to move in.
I mean, and we've all seen the space station. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's more than a mile across.
It's not like they're going to be neighbors. It's like living in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. And
that always works.
But they're actively dating. It's not like they broke up. I mean, they're actively dating.
Right.
And like,
yeah, but then he can't bang other chicks if she's living on the space station.
But he's not been banging other chicks.
He just lusts after his son's ex-girlfriend. Didn't bang her, just smelled her underpants.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to smell people's underpants with Cassidy around either.
Tell me what I can't do. This is my life, Cassidy.
He has that ship beamed in special every week.
No, get out of my house and leave your underpants for
And that's the other thing. Yeah, it's not like, she's moving down the hall. She's not moving into his spare bedroom. It's like, yeah, Jake's going to go room with Nog, and now she's moving into Jake's room.
But sometimes you just don't want somebody to move to town, if like
this whole. But I do get what you're saying, Jenny. This whole part is very tropey. I know what she was saying. I'm surprised it took you so long to get it, Ben.
I stopped myself.
It took me a minute.
I was like, I knew exactly who you're talking about. So, but yeah, it's this whole subplot is very tropey.
Yeah. But it was the 90s, and these television writers can, sometimes they hit them out of the park. Sometimes they're 90s TV writers.
Yeah, it just started to feel like a sitcom right about here. And
like this could have been an episode of Friends, almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like Space Friends with Rachel and Ross arguing.
Oh, no, they're moving into the building.
Yikes. No, this is more of a Mad About You kind of dynamic.
Okay, all right.
I should have known that Ben was the connoisseur of 90s sitcoms.
See, I didn't really watch a lot of Mad About You. I like Paul Reiser. I was a fan of Helen. I just never watched it.
Well, see, I love the tie-in though. To they brought all their universes together on the NBC sitcoms, because I guess Paul Reiser's character, before he married his wife on Mad About You and moved in with her, he actually was the guy who lived in Jerry's apartment. And so when he moved out, Jerry moved in.
I did not know that.
And so there was like a crossover episode where he came back to the building and he ran into Kramer in the hall. And he's like, oh, yeah, does that squirrely guy still live in my old apartment? And, they trade some one-liners and whatever. But it was like a big crossover event. So all the shows, like, what was it? Was it Mad About You that Phoebe's sister was a belligerent cab driver, or not cab driver, or waitress or something?
I don't know.
It's just like this whole multiverse.
I thought that was the Jack Nicholson movie that she was in, Helen Hunt. That was, you got your movies and universe.
No. I'm saying Phoebe from Friends, though, was on Mad About You as a waitress.
It's just funny
Helen Hunt
it's just funny that Helen Hunt was in a movie where she played like a sassy waitress. That's that movie. What is it called? As Good as It Gets, or no?
Isn't it
As Good as It Gets?
I think so.
It's one of those awkward, what was it, late 80s, early 90s?
No, this was like the late 90s. Yeah.
Was it post Mad About You?
Yeah, because Greg Kinnear was in it too.
Oh, yeah. And that was when I really didn't, because I think I saw one movie from that era with Nicholson.
I saw one movie. Yeah, I mean, it was good.
No, I saw Wolf, and that was it, where he was the werewolf.
Yeah, that looked, that's weird that would be the choice you made.
I was going
late 90s Jack Nicholson films.
But James Spader was in it.
I love James Spader.
See, that's enough to bring you in. James Spader, Jack Nicholson.
I'll go on record as saying James Spader's my man's in them.
Yeah.
I know.
You'll forgive a lot of sins.
I know people don't like Robert California, but man, I love me some Robert California on The Office. He's great. He's great. I love Robert California. So yeah. But yeah, it's because he was in Adaptation. I heard was really good. I didn't see that one.
That was good. It was weird.
Yeah, Adaptation was good. I always get Adaptation and the one that Nick Cage was in, where he played. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You are getting them confused then, because Adaptation is the one with Nick Cage.
Okay. What's the one with Jack Nicholson? Which is with shit.
God, if there was only some way we could access the world's database of movie and television knowledge, if there was just some instrument.
I'm looking. No, I don't want Jack Nicholas. I want Jack Nicholson. You stupid Google machine.
Why the hell would you want an aged golfer instead of an aged actor?
It's not as good as it gets. What's the one that he did with Kathy Bates? I remember Kathy Bates was in it.
Oh, is it about Schmidt?
Is it? Yeah, it is about Schmidt. Okay, yeah. That was a good one too. I heard about Schmidt. I heard about Schmidt was good. He did a lot of movies in the late 90s. He did Hoffa, A Few Good Men, 92. Hoffa 92, Wolf 94, Crossing Guard 95, Blood and Wine. I didn't see that.
Didn't see that.
Evening Star. Mars Attacks was wonderful.
Saw that.
As good
Saw
as
it multiple times.
As good as it gets. The Pledge, About Schmidt, Anger Management. Something's got to give. The Departed. So yeah, he did some good stuff.
That's one of my favorite movies.
What, The Bucket List?
No, The Departed.
I know. I haven't seen Departed. I need to watch that.
You absolutely need to watch that.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So About Schmidt is the one. That's the other one then. So I do get them confused because I heard Adaptation's wonderful.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
I think it was a Spike Jonze movie.
Charlie Kaufman wrote it. He's the guy who did the movie about John Malkovich.
John Malkovich?
John Malkovich, yeah. That's when Nick Cage was still a serious actor doing Nick Cage stuff. You know? Like, that's when people are like, wow, that guy's a really talented actor. Now he's just poor and crazy.
Yeah. I was flipping through channels when I first got what's the thing, YouTube TV, and as I'm going through like late at night seeing what was on, there was the Nicolas Cage thought he was a vampire or something, and then he's like biting people, or
that could be any
I
movie.
saw this.
Is that Shadow of a Vampire?
It's really
Vampire's Kiss.
Is that what it was called? Because it was really bad. He's turned his sofa upside down and using it for the coffin lid, and he's like,
I don't think I saw the whole movie. It was on in the break room at work one day for no apparent reason. Yeah.
You have the weirdest break room of all time.
That is a fact.
Okay.
But yeah, that was very disturbing, that movie.
I haven't seen that one, but he's been in so many movies that I haven't seen. But Adaptation is Spike Jonze directed it. Charlie Kaufman wrote it. It's based on a nonfiction book, The Orchid Thief, which blah, blah, blah. Nicolas Cage stars as Kaufman and his fictional twin brother, Donald. And I guess, like, isn't he trying to write a screenplay for this movie? And he just kind of goes, yeah. All right, there you go. I've heard it's really good, though. So, yeah, that's when he was an actor, Nicolas Cage. Then he went all nuts and stuff.
You know, what I've learned from this episode is apparently I'm not as big of a Jack Nicholson fan as I thought I was.
But to be fair, I mean, the guy's career is like 50 years long, and he's been in everything. So it's very different.
The major ones.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Now, you're not even talking about the big ones. I mean, the guy's been in fucking everything.
I think I veered off into a Christian Slater fandom by accident. Because early Christian Slater was like him doing a cheesy Jack Nicholson act.
Yeah, no, totally. That was, I thought that was the intent. But Christian Slater's still around doing stuff.
Yeah, and he finally stopped doing Jack Nicholson.
He's in that Mr. Robot show or whatever that's called, right?
He was in Star Trek 6.
Yeah, he was. He showed up in Star Trek 6 as briefly. He was a lieutenant.
Yep, that's because his mom was the casting. Mary Jo Slater is a very you'll see her name in a lot of movies as casting by Mary Jo Slater.
Interesting.
Mom, and he's like, Mom, get me in the Star Trek movie.
I want to be in it.
Now, Mom, I'm telling you now, I can't even do it, Nicholson. But he comes in, he's like, Captain Sulu, we've got a message from Starfleet.
I think I'm gonna go watch Pump Up the Volume after this.
I love Pump Up the Volume. That's a great.
I want to go watch The Heathers.
Heathers is good too. He's in some good stuff. I love him in Young Guns too. He's great in Young Guns too. Arkansas Dave Rudabarb.
I just want to watch all the Young Guns again now.
Well, there's only 2 of them.
I know, and I want to watch all of them.
Second one, in my opinion, far superior.
Do you see the size of that chicken?
But yeah, so anywho,
who's not having a good time is Captain Sisko, who's getting advice from Jadzia and the Dr. Bashir there in court.
Blind leading the blind here.
Holy smokes. Well, I mean, Dax has a unique perspective on this, having been both, the guy and the chick in these relationships.
And is basically the one that started all this shit.
It's true. She at least should try to bail him out.
Well, I mean, she is just.
I don't think she was, though. I think she's like making it worse just to start shit.
Yeah.
She's one of these people who thrives on drama.
Yes.
She's just got all this internal shit going on with those 8 personalities that she's just like, hey, let's fuck with some people's lives, make them a little bit more crazy like me. Woo!
I don't know anyone like that.
Everybody we fucking know online is like that. What the fuck are you talking about? Sorry.
You're not offending me. I don't care.
I got to stop with my language.
I mean, I think you'll be okay.
All right.
I don't think any of our listeners are gonna that's gonna be it right there. They're gonna just throw. I can't listen to this filth anymore.
Ben said the F word. I'm pulling my Patreon right now. This is some bullshit.
This foreign filth. I can't deal with it anymore. It's just too much for me.
He said he's wearing one of them little Jew hats, and he said, "Fuck."
And we haven't even got to the pegging part of the episode yet. I mean,
which is coming up.
My favorite part.
Which is by far the highlight of the episode.
It was very awkward to watch. But it was
intended. I think they were going for Kira is fucking him in the ass right now.
Oh yeah,
right.
They had to have been. Yeah.
It's payback for the occupation.
Yeah. Something's poking me in the butt. Pull it out.
Pull out your bug. It's pull it out of my butt. It's awesome. God, it's so hot.
But after Quark basically gives him the advice of the century, about dating, where it's like, if she complains you don't spend enough time with her, spend less. If she complains about her gifts, take gifts back. Yeah. You got to teach these women's how, they're the enemy. You got to teach them a lesson.
That is good advice, though, because I know from me, if somebody did that to me, I would know to break up with them immediately. Mm-hmm. Not mess with them anymore.
It's true. I mean, maybe that's what they're going for. They're going for hey, you know what? We should not be together.
Yeah.
It's just
and that's why Cardassians are so good at dating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like Bashir said, it's a wonder that they reproduce at all. But meanwhile, back on the planet.
Back on the planet.
Yeah, they've decided to bed down for the night.
Yeah.
Got the little campfire going.
That's where we had the strap-on scene.
And that's where he sits down on something and starts jumping around like a jackass.
Oh, my butt. Oh, it's in my butt.
Something's in my butt. Is it you? Oh, my God, not again.
Take a look and pull it out for me.
I want you in my butt.
Come get over here behind me.
Oh, yes, please be in my butt.
Bend over further, Gul Ducat.
I
can't see it.
It's in my butt. Oh, yes, this is the best thing ever. In my butt. Yep.
Yeah.
They have a playful scene. It looks like they're getting along rather well here. They're being very friendly to each other and sticking things and pulling things out of each other's butts. I mean, it's a healthy relationship. Yeah.
So just to put this in perspective, basically, a survivor of the Warsaw Ghetto, a Jewish person who escaped the German atrocities and joined the resistance, has teamed up with, say, the head of the SS, and now is going on a rescue mission.
Mm-hmm.
Hijinks ensue.
And hijinks. It's like Simon Wiesenthal, hooking up with Goebbels or something. He's like, oh, let's go find your slave chick's daughter. Oh, you got something.
When you break it down like this, it makes it way more awkward.
But to be fair, too, they've always been kind of fast and loose about how you should feel about Gul Dukat. Is he the bad guy? They have been rather.
The writers have said that sometimes they realized that he was getting a fan base, and they would have to write an episode that reminds people, no, this guy is Space Hitler.
Yeah, but again, though, it's fast and loose, man, because it kind of comes and goes out of your consciousness. Because is this a guy with a thing up his butt who needs help? Ha ha ha! Or is he Space Hitler? I mean, he's a weird character,
Do you think they intentionally did that, or do you think maybe the actor was just so great and had this natural charisma that he made Gul Dukat kind of too likable sometimes.
I think that's part of it, is that he's such a good actor that he really just sinks his teeth into this part, and he plays the part. And they try to get away, and I understand from one perspective that you have to see why evil is evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, you know, you don't wake up one day and everything. It's like how they've tried to do in Marvel Comics, which I'm beginning to love more and more. There's reasons the bad guys are bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, like even Victor Von Doom, he's trying to look out for the, you know, what's best for what is it? For Latveria.
Yeah, Latveria.
And he's trying to be the good leader or whatever, and sometimes that makes him do evil things.
Well, I mean, they talk about that too. I think they've always done a good job at that with Lex Luthor. Like Lex Luthor is doing this to prevent, you know, humanity from being subservient to this alien.
Yeah, you've got this alien with godlike powers who's coming, and everybody's just accepting. But at a whim, he can destroy everything we know. He could destroy this planet, and you're just going to let him fly around, and he saves a few babies, and he catches some chick falling off a building, and everybody loves him.
Yeah.
You don't understand how dangerous this creature is, and so I'm going to have to build all these defenses and try to take him down. Now, at the same time, he's a big businessman, right? And so he's going to do some shady shit to get that building built that he wants and stuff like that. So he's skirting the law as it is. And then you add to it, now he's having to take out this giant, you know, Boy Scout who came from outer space.
Fucking Boy Scouts.
I like also that they put in the kind of shades of gray for the character, because like in real life, a bad person, like a bad guy, is not going to just be the stereotypical like, oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to see the two sides of the person, you know.
Well, Hitler had a beautiful dog and would play with it out, and there's like the movies that you can watch of that, and he's like, oh, mein Deutschland, oh, Blondie, was denn das, and the Piss bebop.
Did you watch Norm Macdonald's stand-up special?
No.
Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. It's really good.
Okay.
So I'll watch that instead after the show.
Well, he talks about Hitler's dog, and it's really good. Like, it's actually called like Hitler's Dog. Like, that's the name of the special. It's it's like, yeah, it's good.
But is it on Netflix or something?
It is, and it's Norm Macdonald, and Norm Macdonald's great. Like, everything he says just makes me fucking laugh hysterically because it's the delivery is so great. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway. So then after they do that, Gold Ducat has a daughter, and he's going to kill her. And Karen's like, no, you can't kill her. You can't kill her. You can't kill her. It's like, no, I'm going to kill her. You can't kill her. You can't kill her. And then they find her through some weird, like, science-y thing, like all the
resistance fighters had, like, some kind of isotope in them.
Yeah.
You know, you could track with so that the resistance could rescue them.
This is 6 years, man. That's crazy. I wonder what the half-life is on these isotopes. But that's neither here nor there.
12 years.
12, apparently. So they find him, and they have a mining operation. The Breen have this weird mining operation. Now, the Breen, they look Star Warsy.
They're going to bring you a Wookiee for the bounty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's got a thermite grenade. Oh, shit.
Yeah, they look very much like Princess Leia. Or if, like, Princess Leia as a bounty hunter and a Scion, what do they call it from Battlestar Galactica?
Cylons.
If they had babies, this would be what the Breen look like.
With the Breen, though, I always made the Princess Leia disguise at Jabba's palace connection. It was so obvious.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so the Breen are here, and they're not the best guys in the whole wide world apparently in the Alpha Quadrant, but they're doing their thing. And they have a mining operation, and it makes sense to use Bajorans for a mining operation. That's what they do. Like, they know how to mine things.
They're already trained.
Yeah. You know,
the Cardassians, it took a little while to kick them into gear, but you give them a staff position, and they'll keep Bajorans working. So they're mining dilithium. And they get the idea, like, hey, well, let's go back to DS9, and we can come up with a plan. And they don't trust each other because Kira's afraid that
Gul Dukat's going to kill his kid, and so they come up with the plan. And I don't know how they got a Breen uniform so quickly, but they have 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, they did the thing where they saw the 2 Breen walk past, and they walked out, and Kira comes out and says, "Where are all the white women at?" And then they chase her back, and then they jump on them. And
I love that.
I must have missed that scene.
Yeah, I missed that scene.
Well, it was cut for time.
That is
it's in the HD version. The Blu-ray has
that is one of my favorite scenes in Blazing Saddles, where his hand's black. Oh, that must be from weekly cross burnings, and it's coming off. Yeah, and then they get out and they free everybody, and Gul Dukat's gonna kill his kid.
Yeah,
and she's all like, "I dreamed you would rescue me and shoot me. That's what they said would happen, but I didn't believe them that you would come here and kill me.
I dreamed a dream about dreaming."
So think about how much the Cardassians suck in the fact that like this little girl is like, one day my dad's gonna come rescue me, and the Cardassians like, he's just gonna come here and kill you. Like, even
he didn't want to pay the child support.
Yeah, even trapped in a mine, like she's not even allowed to dream big because they're like, nah, if he does come, he's just gonna murder you. So I mean, you're fucking wasting all your life.
You're
like,
better off here.
Yeah, like what the fuck? These guys, the Cardassians are the worst.
So yeah, she's like what, 19 now? Because if they've been missing they've been doing slave labor for 6 years.
They look good for.
He was 13 labor when she, went missing. So yeah, 19.
So she's 19, and they show up, and Gul Dukat doesn't murder her.
Aw, he has a heart.
He has a heart after all, and
my puppy is a good puppy. Is shaking the head and telling.
But the whole time I'm thinking, like, how is Gul Dukat going to explain this to his wife and 7 children? Like,
Ricky, you got some splaining to do.
Yeah, right. Like, this is going to be an awkward Thanksgiving on fucking the
another sitcom plot line.
Yeah, this is my.
It's my friend's daughter.
And I want to think that all of the kids are like,
preteen. And then they're going to want to hump her. And then it's going to be weird. And like, well, dude, why can't I bang her? She's your friend's daughter. Like, no, dude.
Well, yeah, his oldest son is a teenager, and he's Greg Ducat.
Marcia Ducat.
We can share a room.
Yeah.
It'll be groovy.
Yeah. Then he slips it in, and then everything gets weird. Because then Gul Dukat comes up, no, that's your half sister, bro. Oh my god.
I did like how they did the makeup on what's her name, Zael.
Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting makeup.
Well, she's got the she's got the Cardassian stuff, but then she's also got the ridges.
A little bit of both. It would have been cool if she had the ridges way up here. Like, that would have been fun. Like, just
you never know how they're going to come out.
It's all weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, somebody used this episode as a way to promote the theory that Cardassians and Bajorans, since they're so close to their planetary systems are so close together, and like ancient Bajorans were able to make those sailboats.
That's true. They did
travel over, and the fact though that he was able to mate with a Bajoran, even though they're supposedly different species, right?
Mm-hmm.
That since they're compatible and can breed, they may be from the same stock.
That makes sense. I could see that.
And so it's just like, and they look so different, but that's like, what was it? They were, as one of the evolution studies where there's this valley and there was this big rock slide.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like this species of squirrel, but all the squirrels that lived on the south side of the valley that had been cut off from the ones on the north side, and the south side ones stayed brown and dark colored, but the ones on the north side, which got more snow, evolved to be more white, but they were the same species.
Makes sense.
And so that would be kind of like the Bajorans and the Cardassians, because of the different planets involved where they lived at after the initial planetary seeding. Bajor was more hospitable and Earth-like, so they developed more Earth-like characteristics, and the Bajorans had a hotter, darker climate and more rugged, and so they developed more rugged characteristics.
I can see that. That makes sense. Maybe it's the case. I mean, they're able to breed, so I mean, who knows?
Yep.
And then we get back, and then Cisco and his lady friend work it all out. Cassidy takes the job anyway because she's not going to pass up on an opportunity like this because it's great.
Well, she's not going to let some man tell her, don't take that job.
You tell him.
But he never even told her not to take the job. She just was like, fine, I won't take the job then.
Yeah. She definitely overreacted, but he was just like, boom, 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 boom,
Okay.
boom. Like, what do I do? I don't know. I'm afraid of commitment. And she's going to be like, I don't want to be in this. She leaves. But everything works out there, so that's nice.
Yeah. I do like, though, in future episodes, they turn some tropes upside down. So that'll be fun. Something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realize that Gold Ducat sees Kara on the fucking promenade, and he's like, whoop, I'm taking my daughter home. I told Stephanie when we were watching her, we were watching it together. She's like, so where's Zai? And he's like, oh, I killed her. Like, she's dead. I don't know what happened. It was unfortunate.
Told you.
It was unfortunate she fucking flew out the airlock. Yeah, but tripped right out of the fucking ship. She's floating around in outer space. I don't know.
There she goes.
You see, that's a damn shame. She had a bright future. That was really good, man. But yeah, so she's going to take her home because she needs a father. At 19, I don't know if you really need a father at 19. But what do I know?
No.
And that's the episode.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Jenny, what'd you think?
I liked a lot of things about this episode, but I kind of felt like for most of the episode, like it was just two B stories that were running side by side. And it wasn't until like towards the end that I felt like there was the one of Kira and Gul Dukat that was kind of supposed to be the A story.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of felt like a filler, but it was a good filler episode, I guess.
Okay.
Good-ish.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
All right. I'm going to say a 5. It's just an episode. Like, we find out Gul Dukat has a daughter. I'm sure that will have ramifications and repercussions as we go forward. They're very good at this show of kind of picking up characters and kind of bringing them into the fold and kind of making a show about them, which is fun. So I'm interested to see where that can go. The love story, the B story was very kind of 90s sitcom-y and kind of goofy. I'm just going to say, it was an episode. It was a 5. What about you, Benjamin?
Yeah, I think I was aiming for 6. I think I'm going to drop it to like 5.5.
All right.
Just with your inputs and Jenny's, because I think definitely the 90s sitcom thing, but I like Jenny's point that it was 2 B stories.
Yeah.
So I got to think that there was an Odo Quark's A story that we it's kind of like on TNG whenever they'd be like, oh, the Romulans are doing this crazy shit over by the neutral zone. And we're all like, oh, that's the episode I wanted to watch, not this one.
But we got to bring this old man to an old folks home so he can kill himself. But he's a great scientist.
Oh, no.
But that's a good episode.
But, so the Odo Quark story that was happening on the station that we missed during this time was the really good A story that would have made it an 8. Unfortunately, we didn't see that episode, so this is a 5.5.
All the footage was lost because it was so awesome. It just blew the fucking
was fire.
film up. Yeah, straight fire.
It was fire.
I love it. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you for listening. It was a wonderful episode. Thank you to Peg Pegerson for showing up. We had a real good time with him.
It was very nice to meet Peg.
I can't wait to see more of him, hopefully.
I don't know. He's a bit of a dick.
Okay, well, yeah, it's good to know. But it was a wonderful guest to have on, and as you guys know, it's great being here. We appreciate your listening to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we will talk to you guys next Wednesday with another episode of Deep Space Nine.
Bye.